going to
Okay.
sleep.
Okay. Bye.
Good night.
Yeah, I'm starting the TV here so that people can see what we look like doing our little panel. And you're really blurry tonight too, Charlene. I don't know what's wrong with your.
Well, you know what? I was trying to get my Christmas tree in, and then like the lights aren't even working on it, so I should go back to where I used to sit.
Oh, why aren't the lights working on your Christmas tree?
Because I had to unplug the tree. I thought it was the phone, but it was the tree. So
Yeah.
that's why they're not working, because there's no, plug in the wall.
Yeah.
To plug in the computer, I had to unplug something, and it was the tree. So I said, oh, it didn't work right. Because Damien, well, you've been saying it looks Christmassy.
Yeah, it's so great when he's on and he has his Christmas tree in the corner.
I wanted to get the tree and all that, but it didn't work out.
Yeah. Do you have a Christmas tree yet, David, or do you say to hell with that?
Yes, Mom bought it yesterday.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there any different tradition with a Christmas tree in Czechoslovakia than there is with Christmas trees here?
It's the same. We just give them gifts on 24th at night.
Okay, you do it the night before.
Yes.
That's kind of a nice way to do it.
Yeah.
And then everybody goes to bed because, although I don't know, did I like creeping down in the morning and then being surprised by all the gifts?
Exactly.
It's a toss up.
Yeah.
When you're married, you usually wind up opening the gifts on that night.
That's right.
And not waiting till the next morning because
then you get drunk and you go to sleep.
When I get girlfriend a gift or something, she goes, "Can I open one of them tonight?" So that's the way it is. Hey, Rob.
How are you?
So how are you?
I'm all right. I had a little shocker. I took my cat Maxie to the vet yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
It had been 2 years since she had been there.
Yeah. Turn your mic down a little bit. I think you're distorting, and I don't know why. Yeah.
How's that?
It could just be your connection on the internet.
How's that? Is that better?
Yeah, it sounds better. Yeah.
Okay. So it turns out that I'm thinking about getting pet insurance. My cat is going to be 10. She's going to be 10 in March.
Yeah.
And it turns out they showed me 2 teeth that need to be pulled.
Yeah.
You know what that's going to cost?
3,000.
David, do they have
Czechoslovakian pet insurance?
Yeah. I can ship her there.
No, unfortunately, in this case, everybody in the Czech Republic pay big bucks for their pets.
Phil Meyer is here. Hello, Phil.
Oh my God! Hello, Phil.
Yeah.
Hey, David.
Hey, Phil. How do you feel? How do you feel about single payer pet health insurance?
I'm still looking for the Alta Kaka channel on Gabnet.
You're on it right now.
But how much is it, Rob?
It's going to cost me. They gave me an estimate. I paid $395 for the visit yesterday.
Wait a minute. When I used to have pets, I wondered how veterinarians made money because it was so cheap. 300 and
she
what?
needed 3 vaccines. She needed rabies. She needed 2 others, whatever. Mm-hmm. And then she needed her blood work because on January 5th, she's going in for these extractions, and they have to obviously anesthetize the animal, right? So she had to get blood work done. That cost me $3 and change. The estimate for the tooth extraction will be possibly 2 teeth, and painkillers and antibiotics when it's all over will be $900.
All I know is when I had cats, occasionally they'd open their mouth and we'd say, "Oh, she lost a tooth." They would just fall out.
Yeah.
Bob, you're not going to get the cat implants to replace the tooth.
Well, so this is what I said to her. I said, "Don't you guys fill them?" And she looked at me funny, and I said, "Really? You're going to pull her tooth? Why can't you just fill it?" She says, "Oh, we don't do fillings." I said, "So you're going to pull her tooth, and then what is she going to use to eat with?" She said, "Well, she'll have, 2 less teeth in her mouth to eat with, but, we could do like a crown, but it's not cost effective." And I said, "Oh, no. I was just thinking that it would be cheaper to fill them than go through the whole process of, extraction and all that."
Rob, is she a cat dentist or just a vet?
She's a vet that they do dentistry there.
I never knew they did crowns on a cat.
No, yes, they do. Not very many people. She said, I don't really know very many people. It's not cost effective, is what she said.
So, Rob, why are they going to pull it? Is it a gum issue, or is it the tooth?
No, it'll be a pain issue. She showed me there's actually a hole in the tooth. She sticks a little probe in the hole. Eventually, that's going to hit the nerve, and the poor cat's going to suffer.
Toothache. Yeah.
I don't want to suffer.
I have a friend that's a dentist, and he does the dental work on the animals at the Oakland Zoo.
Yeah.
Do you want me to ask him if he had any recommendations for you?
Sure. Like I said, I have till January 5th. I've already paid for the blood test, so I'm gonna have, unless something dramatic changes, I'm gonna have it done there because. But sure, anything that I could.
All I know is I never, in my whole life with my cats, never had to worry about whether their teeth had to be pulled. I never had that.
No.
No.
Yeah, I don't know.
This guy's done camels, giraffes, tigers.
Yeah, but he's never done kitty cats.
Well, it's.
What does he know about kitty cats?
I guess I could ignore it.
Huh?
I guess I could ignore it, but then that seems wrong.
Well, now they made you aware that your cat has a bad tooth that may have a nerve problem eventually, and you love your cat and you don't want him to suffer. So you didn't tell us how much to have the 2 teeth pulled.
It's going to be $900.
Oh my God!
That's worse than a human.
That's more than my crown now.
Hey, listen,
it's like $1,300.
Okay, let me ask a question. Just for grins, how much does it cost to have the cat euthanized?
Oh, that's horrible. You're terrible. Kill the cat over a bad tooth.
Well, I mean, if it only costs like $600 to euthanize the cat, you're out of the game.
Yeah, but then mine is a cat.
Huh?
Yeah, he's got that big cat.
Hey, I
He
got
loves
news
that
for
cat.
you, Rob. There are a lot more cats out there. I had the same philosophy about women, too. That's why I've been married several times, but,
I don't know. I'm seriously thinking about pet insurance. I'm looking at a bunch of different policies.
Yeah.
Rob, if you find something, I have 3 cats, and 2 of my cats have ear mites, and they're scratching like crazy. But I don't want to go to the vet because they have to put like the mite on the slide, and that they charge like $300 to look at that.
Well,
and
again,
the blood work is like $400. I mean, it's outrageous.
Again, check out euthanizing. It just might be the answer here.
Maybe North Shore. They may do it for free if you go to a North Shore, maybe.
I don't think there's any North Shores down here.
What's a North Shore?
North Shore.
Like in Long Island, they take the strays and the people, they leave the dogs and cats there, and they take them in and take care of them.
Yeah, but what
So
happens?
I have to
That's what you do.
abandon her,
That's
you're
what.
saying.
No, that's
No,
what you
you
do.
might be able to
No,
take
no,
that.
this is a great idea.
What's that?
Abandon the cat
No, I didn't realize that.
near a shelter. Okay.
Yeah.
So the
And then
cat,
adopt it
will
for
wind up in
$50.
the shelter. Now, when it gets into the shelter, they're going to look at its teeth and say, "We got to pull these 2 teeth." Then
not
they
a bad
pull
idea,
the 2
really.
teeth, and you go in and say, "I want to adopt that cat."
That's
No,
all I
it'll be
want.
$900.
Well, I got my other ones from there.
Yeah. Now, did you ever have dogs with tooth problems?
I actually did.
I was
The dog
asking Tony, but you could answer that.
I actually did.
Yeah.
I had a dog who lost all of his teeth. He had a bad odor in his mouth.
Yeah.
And we just thought nothing of it. The vet, this is back in the 70s when they didn't know from any of this stuff. A dog, you just, what the hell? So she's going to lose her teeth. We used to find them on the floor and throw them away. And the dog only lived till about 7 years old because when she finally went, she had kidney failure from all the toxins in her mouth. That the animal suffered terribly. We had to put her down, and there was nothing we could do. So she only lived 7 years because nobody did anything about the abscesses in her mouth.
Yeah, I had a dog I had to put down once. I had to tell him that he was no good, and he wasn't as good as the last dog we owned. And, but
Anyway, I was a little bit with sticker shock yesterday. So
I know. I mean, that's But the thing is, the money. It used to be that veterinarians didn't charge a lot of money. They were in it for the love of animals, and now I guess it's like anything else. But do you?
they don't even take the insurance. They leave you to deal with the insurance company. They want payment in full, and then you just go to your insurance company and you deal with the claims and getting back 80% or whatever your deductible is and all that other.
Do you have something like a fan on where you are?
Me?
Because there's kind of like a rumble coming from your...
Nope. I'll mute my mic and you see if it's me.
Yeah.
I hear it. Let's see.
Well, no, it's still there, but I don't know if maybe in your equipment. I don't know. Is there a pot open or something that you have that isn't there? Now it went away.
Oh, okay.
What was that?
So that's the pot that you guys come up on my board.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So it's just what it was feeding back.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Skype.
All right. But you can still hear us, okay?
Yeah, just lowered it.
Okay. Anyway, we'll take more calls if anybody wants to call here on a Friday night. We got David Hajek. He's in Czechoslovakia, and David, seen any good movies over there?
No, really not. I'm not a movie person. I like TV shows.
Okay. So what TV shows do you get over there?
I'm watching the 3rd season of Homeland.
Okay. What do you think?
I mean, it's better than the second. No,
Yeah.
it's not better than the 2nd season, but I like it. I like
this
spy.
year. This year was actually better than it was last year.
I agree.
Yeah.
Don't tell me anything. Don't. I'm watching the 3rd season.
Well,
so.
I won't exactly tell you, but somewhere in the series, her cat loses its teeth. So
okay.
He's pushing for the teeth.
We've been joined by Jason. Hi, Jason. How are you this evening? How's it going with you?
It's going pretty good.
Yeah. How's the
funny you guys talk about what you're talking about with the animals, because my wife just took our dog in today for like a growth in his mouth.
Yeah.
And they're doing some tests. He's a boxer, and I guess it's pretty prevalent in boxers. And the vet was listening to his heart, and now he's saying he's hearing this wheezing in the dog's heart too. He's only 4 years old, and saying that it could be some type of disorder, blah blah blah. And talked to the breeder, and she almost made it sound like it was nothing. And then we're looking stuff up on the growth in the mouth, and it almost looks like nothing too.
Yeah.
But the vet's making a big deal about it.
Well, I mean, it's the part of pet ownership nobody ever thinks about. That you're going to wind up having a lot of these doctor bills for your pet.
Mm-hmm.
Now but I had a pet, for instance, that almost died. Cats get enteritis, and that can kill them. Feline enteritis, and it can kill them. And our cat went through it and came out the other side and survived. And he was in there for like a week, and they were, giving him fluids and everything. And I don't think the price came, and this was a long time ago, but the price didn't come anywhere near $100.
Oh my gosh! Wow.
So
you never get out of any checkup is 150.
Really?
Just a checkup.
Well, why don't you just grab your cat's balls and tell it to cough?
She don't have any.
I just took cocoa in for the pimples I was telling you about.
The pimples
they
on her
charged me
chin.
$105, but I got medicine with it and Stridex.
This cat has got teeth that have to be removed. Your dog just has pimples on its chin.
But he charged me $100 though.
I mean, he's a puppy. It's acne. It's like,
You're right. It actually cleared up, Alex.
It cleared up and gave you
It's just got a little bit left, but it's
and he told you that it was just some kind of a rash or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And that here, take these pads and just wipe them with
some kind of medicine pill a day.
Yeah, medicine pill a day, which you had to pay for because they supply the pill, or you have to go to the pharmacy.
No, they gave it to me. The guy gave it to me on the way out.
Yeah, yeah. And how much did that cost you?
Well, the whole package deal was like $110. The visit, to look at her, and I got a thing of Stridex.
Yeah.
And the pills for 2 weeks.
Yeah, but that's the way we are. You love your pet, and you'll pay anything to get that pet feeling well again.
Yeah. And that was my thought when, like today, as I was at work with nothing to do, I'm sitting there surfing the net, and I'm looking at insurance plans, and I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, if I find out that my cat has cancer, or and okay, so if my cat has cancer and they tell me there's nothing we could do. Okay, you will mourn that. But when they tell you your cat has cancer and this is a very curable kind of cancer and it's $4,000. Now you have to make a decision. You love this animal and it's curable. Do you have $4,000 you want to spend? So now I'm thinking, wow, I should really look at insurance.
Okay, well, let's ask the question of that.
How much is the insurance?
Well, they range. There are two policies that I'm looking at. One is $52 a month, and one is $35 a month.
So it's almost $600 a year.
It might be. I might have to get that too. I'm thinking that's a good point.
$600 a year, and how much does it cover?
It covers. So the better policy, the $52 a year policy, is there's a $200 deductible per incident.
Yeah.
And it's unlimited in terms of anything that happens to her, and then you pay 80%, but it's unlimited. The benefit never stops.
Yeah.
So, I'm seriously considering it. My wife thinks I'm crazy.
But
I think it
does
makes
your
sense.
vet accept it?
Say that again?
Does your vet accept it?
No. I called the vet and asked if they had a recommendation, and they said, we don't make recommendations. We don't deal with the insurance companies. If you want to have an insurance, we know plenty of people who do it.
Oh, so you get the insurance, then you pay the doctor.
You have to pay them. They want to be paid. They want their money up front.
Yeah.
So you'd pay, and then you'd have to go talk to the insurance company and do the forms and talk about, they want to see this bill, and then or this particular medical information, and you've got to get that from your vet and transfer it to them. And it's that game that instead of the doctor playing it like with your doctor, you've got to do it.
Well, I always had a great affection for veterinarians, because I always, at least when I first had to use veterinarians, they always seemed like people who went to a lot of school, just like doctors, had to go through a lot of studying, just like doctors, and came out the other end of veterinarian, which didn't pay what doctors get. And I always felt there was something wonderful about the fact that they loved animals so much that they wanted to devote their lives to this, and many of them were that way. But it doesn't seem like
don't complain.
Yeah, but they don't.
Yeah, but they will bite them. I don't know any.
The owners do.
They will bite or scratch, so you got to be careful with your patients.
So
I've had a few floor covering customers like that.
Yeah, but I mean, the point is that I always admired that. But now you think about it, and you think about the fact that if your animal got some kind of horrible kitty cancer, all right, and it was going to cost $4,000 for treatments, or you were going to have to treat the animal. Oh, look at Jason. He's doing it like cocking lock and load.
Do the
The question is, and they don't even know if the cat will live after you spend that $4,000.
So when I mentioned what do they do with the teeth, and can they fill them, or can they put caps or whatever?
Yeah.
She looked at me like I was crazy, because they do try to do a good job of telling you when something's not worth the money.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think they try to do the same thing with a disease like cancer. If they think they can relatively cure the animal and give it a quality of life, they'll give you what the price tag is. And I think otherwise, at least my vet, is basically pretty honest with you and will say, look, your cat has this. There isn't a lot you can do. We could try this, we could try that, but at best, quality of life's going to suffer. So, either you want to make her comfortable, or you want to think about euthanasia or whatever. I think that, most reliable vets that you trust are not money hungry just to get money out of you. If they can't tell you they're going to give you a fairly decent chance for an outcome that is
okay. But now let's say you get this pet insurance. You've been looking at them. Does it handle 100%, or is it like normal insurance?
No, it's a deductible, and then you pay they pay 80 and you pay 20.
Yeah. So out of $4,000, then you pay $800.
Mm-hmm.
Plus $600 a year, plus $200.
Yeah,
it's still cheaper than the $4,000.
Well, of course, it's cheaper than the $4,000.
And if the cat doesn't get cancer, you're out all that money.
So you're right. I put in a 6-month-old cat on purpose because there was $52 on the company I was interested in, and I wanted to see if I had done that as a kitten, what it would have cost, and it was like $17 a month. But even still, My cat's been healthy now for 9+ years. You know, you do the math. I'm out a lot of money.
Yeah, but you know, the cat's getting older. Of course, your cat is how old?
She'll be 10 in March.
Yeah, well, she's still got 4 or 5 good years left in her. She could go to. I've known cats go to sometimes. I had a cat that went to 18.
Yeah.
I had another cat that went to 17.
Yeah.
So you know. By the way, let me ask you a question. Is your cat an outdoor cat?
Never.
Then why would you get it a rabies shot?
It's a law.
Really?
I don't get my
It's a law
cat
in New York
tagged
as
or
well.
nothing.
Yeah,
The law in New York, I fought with them about it. And I refused to get it for the first few months, the first 2 years.
yeah.
And then they said to me, okay, we can't force you. We're not going to force you, obviously. It's a law in this state. It's a law in Virginia as well. But then they said to me, if your cat ever needs to come to the vet for
Yeah.
anything,
Yeah.
to stay over for any kind of procedure, she's going to need that shot or she can't stay here.
Oh boy. Well, okay. That's
So
that
they
answers
got me.
that. Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, there's no way your cat's going to get rabies if it doesn't
No,
go
I mean,
outside.
my cat's never been outside. Her paws, the pads on her feet are pink like a little baby.
Man bites cat.
Yeah.
My cat doesn't even want to be on the hardwood floor. She stays on the carpet.
You know, I want to thank you for this conversation. You know why? I've been in radio more years than I would like to count, and it's getting longer because I just refuse to give up, right? And I don't think in doing talk shows I've ever had anybody call up and talk about pet insurance. I don't think we've ever had a discussion on pet insurance.
It's getting more and more ridiculous. The prices are getting more and more crazy. And people love their animals and spend so much money on their animals.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Wow.
and I was just faced with it. I never would have even considered it until now I'm faced with $1,300 and I'm like, well, yeah, all right. Then I start thinking, now she's 9, going to be 10.
Yeah.
If I'm faced with she gets a tumor, she gets something, and it's wow,
This is so this is really
Is this a pre-existing condition? And under the cat Obamacare,
they have the same rules about pre-existing conditions, though. They don't follow Obamacare in that regard. If there's a pre-existing condition, you don't get anything for it. So even if I were to buy insurance right now for the teeth, I'd be SOL because it's pre-existing.
Yeah.
Rob, do you know what your vet charges per X-ray? Because that's outrageous what they charge for that. Like they'll give you an option. If you want us to do the X-ray to see if the leg is broken, it'll be $150. They tell you. So then you have to make a decision. Oh my God, what if they take an X-ray and it's not broken? It's a waste of $150. Should I let them X-ray? Or shouldn't I let them X-ray?
See, here's what they
break
should
the
do.
leg.
Here's what they should do. They should say,
just break the leg that way, and it's broken.
no. They say we need to X-ray it. What they should do, their deal should be, and if it turns out there's a break there, we won't charge you for the X-ray. We'll just fix the leg and charge you for that.
My vet didn't tell me that. They wanted like per X-ray so much money. I said, don't X-ray it. I was like, oh my God, I can't afford this. I'll be broke.
Have you ever had a CAT scan of your mouth?
No, I don't think so.
If you get implants, Phil has implants. So you had a CAT scan of your mouth.
no, I don't have dental implants.
You don't
I
have any
have
dental
hair implants.
Oh,
Cat's skills.
Those are plugs, not implants.
yeah. You look like a
They
rag.
cost the same.
You look like a doll. You got these little hairs in there.
Well, that was 10 years ago. I mean,
If you go to get a implant, they take a CAT scan of your mouth because they want to make sure they don't drill up too far into the jaw and like pierce into your sinuses or whatever, because that could be a real problem. Yeah. So I go in to get my first implant. The next times I went in for the implants, they didn't do the CAT scan again because they had a CAT scan of my jaw, and that isn't going to change, right? But the first time I went in there, it was like, do this, do that. And they said, and in the CAT scan, we need to do a CAT scan. I said, okay, $300.
you should have let them drill up there. This way you could have sneezed through your teeth.
You know what? No, what I should have said is I'll take my chances, But I'm surprised that it's costing that much for, toothal insurance for a
Hey,
cat.
I took the little dog in because she wasn't eating for a couple of days.
Yeah.
And it $200, and they said she'll eat when she's hungry.
Well, you could have sent her to the CIA, and they just would have fed her through her ass in a tube, you know.
Yeah.
Or you could have just took her and threw out the window on the highway.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. So how's the weather? You're where again? In you're in Detroit, Jason?
Yeah.
What's the weather like in Detroit? We've been having really a heck of we haven't had a snowy season here in New York, but boy, the rest of the country has just been.
No, it's not been bad over here. It's been in like the mid-30s.
Oh, really?
By Monday, it's supposed to be up to almost 50.
Because there are some places in the Midwest where I was seeing they were having like 24 feet of snow. I mean, just 24 inches of snow.
Right over by you, Buffalo.
Yeah.
How much snow did they get?
Oh, up in Buffalo, yeah. But it's funny when you get down here, it's different weather than up in Buffalo. And I often said Buffalo gets the weather it deserves. So it's, but and then out where you are, Phil. I mean, I've been watching my entire county of Marin underwater.
That's good.
Yeah, my little dog, again with the dog, she won't go outside in the rain to pee. So I bought her a rain slicker today, and she likes it.
She likes the slicker. I see.
It goes over, like a coat.
Yeah.
And then if you take her out, she'll pee with the rain slicker on?
Yeah.
Well, it's not. It's just over the top, and there's something under the belly, but it won't affect the pee.
Now the complaint we had. Let's get to David a second. The problem David has is you just don't have any light, right?
No sun.
No sun. You haven't seen sun for how long now?
Like 3 weeks now.
Now, is that because of clouds and stuff, or just
they turn it off?
No.
Right, the country, because it has free health care, can't afford electricity.
No, just clouds,
Yeah.
Can I make a joke about Czech TV?
Is this going to be another one of your lame jokes?
Yeah, of
because
course.
you are the king of bad gags.
Well, okay. I just heard that they were going to get the Lucy show pretty soon there. I Love Lucy. I heard it's going to be on Czech TV. It's coming out. It's featuring.
Is that the joke?
That was it. Yeah, that was it.
Yeah, thank you, Phil.
At least welcome. I come up with abortion jokes like abortion in there is a canceled check. Things like that.
All right. Well, he was talking about he watches TV and it doesn't go to movies. And I said, well, geez, they're going to get the.
If you have a woman you're having sex with in Prague, she's a checkmate.
Hey, I do have to thank Phil for something. The recommendation on the Tommy John's underwear.
Oh yeah, they're great, aren't they?
They're so expensive, though.
Yeah, man.
They last. But get the T-shirt.
Can I say this is also the first time in my career anybody's brought up underwear? Go ahead.
The T-shirt keeps the underwear from falling. Their T-shirt in combination with the bottoms are fantastic.
It's like $20 a pair, isn't it?
Wait a minute. I've not heard about Tommy John's underwear.
They hold your balls in place.
Yes. And they give you support.
It's like a built-in bra for your balls.
Boy, this really is getting to be an old people's program. I better get that guy quick to come in here and stir some shit up.
Maury, they're talking about balls.
Yeah, no, but wait a minute. Now, what is this thing exactly? I've never heard of the.
They're just high-end undergarments and
is it designer or something like designer?
Wait a minute, high-end undergarments.
It was a baseball player.
No, they're not. There's nothing to do with that, Tommy John.
Oh, it's not?
No.
And I did see them on eBay. Somebody was selling them for $15 a pair.
Yeah, they
Used or
real?
new?
Will somebody please tell me what? Will somebody please tell me what these are? Because all I know is Joe Boxer.
Yeah, Tommy John underwear. Tommy John. They make T-shirts and briefs.
Yeah,
they're like boxer briefs.
Boxer briefs.
Oh, I see.
Very expensive.
Seam underneath your scrotum that helps hold it up in place. So I catch myself, even though I ain't that old, when I'm going to sit down, I catch myself to adjust myself, and the underwear helps, so you don't necessarily need to.
They're very comfortable.
Yeah.
And
well, I really need them because my balls are hanging really low.
yeah. Well, you and Tuber should get a pair.
And I probably should have like a little rubber pad in the bottom, so when I shard, it'll.
You can't.
No, but they have a sewn-in area where you don't have to pull them down to expose yourself.
On the back?
No, in the front.
Oh.
That is a little weird getting used to. The slit isn't
Yeah.
like up and down. You know, it's
No, it's
side to
across.
side.
Yeah.
You know, that's
You
weird.
don't have any of these problems, do you, Charlene?
No. My underwear are built differently.
See, I mean, that's the one thing. The disadvantage you guys have over women is this stuff is hanging out.
Right.
And
I
you
don't
have to
a
have some
package
place.
area.
You have to have some place to put it.
Yeah.
You know.
It's support for the package.
Whereas the advantage of what we have is we can pee from a moving vehicle.
And standing up. Yeah.
Huh?
Thought of that as an advantage.
And a woman can't do that. You know.
You can't pee standing up now.
When my youngest daughter was in preschool, she says, "Daddy, I know the difference between men and women." I said, "Really? What is it?" She says, "Boys stand up, girls sit down."
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
When they pee.
So your kid was retarded? Is that what you're telling us?
She was 3 or 4. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was very cute.
Yeah.
Boys stand up.
So, David, sitting over there in Czechoslovakia, have you been reading any of our news, and has any of it kind of interested you or gotten you mad?
That CIA thing, you know, about the torture,
Yeah.
you know, it's every day on the news, so...
How are they playing it over there? They like this was a horrible thing we did, or is it?
Yes. Phil Meyer wouldn't agree, but it was a horrible thing to do.
The Republicans that I respect are saying that the findings are BS, and
the findings are BS.
It's not true.
Yeah. And do you believe that?
Yeah, why not? Hey, you know, I look at life from a different point of view, and you know, it's
No.
yours, but
Here's what your problem is.
why is it a problem if I have one filter?
Because you don't have you filter it exclusively. I mean, I at least will look at something and go, well, that sounds right to me. It sounds wrong to me. You know, but you got to phone up your Republican friends to see what they're thinking, or watch Fox to see what the current line is on something. The fact is that we were torturing people, and nobody denies this. You know?
Yeah, they were giving them, prayer rugs and Korans and all sorts of stuff. I'm sure that there was some. The other thing was
wait. Hold on a second. What is wrong with giving them prayer rugs?
Nothing.
And
the Justice Department said that the what is considered torture right now was not considered torture. Those enhanced interrogation techniques.
No, that is that's a matter of semantics.
I understand, but Bush's Justice Department said that it wasn't, and so these people didn't torture anyone.
Okay.
So it wasn't torture.
Not at the time.
Not at the time. Yes.
During
Jason.
World War II, we charged and prosecuted the Germans for doing the exact same damn thing that we were doing. And during World War II, you know how we got all of our information? We sat there and played chess with them. We played games with them, treated them humanely. And that's how we end up getting our information. That's how you get the best information from them. Treat them like a human and talk to them.
I thought we captured an Enigma machine on a submarine.
That was only one thing.
But our prisoners of war, the ones that we were trying to get information with, the biggest thing that they said, the best way we got information, we sat there and played chess.
Became social with them. Yeah. But it's been admitted that we really gained no real information out of torture.
Well, now the Republicans are saying that they did gain information.
We gained information throughout the whole process, but it was not necessarily when we were doing torture. We could have been treating them good, got all the information. Okay, we got this much. We think you might have more. We're going to torture you.
They say that Sheikh Mohammed, whatever his name is, Sheikh
Mr. Waterboard,
Shake Your Booty, Mr. Waterboard, was actually got to a point where he was talking like crazy, but he was lying to them. He was giving them myths that they could go chase. And they believed everything that was coming out of his mouth because they figured he was giving it under torture. And he was just lying through his teeth. So, I mean...
Take away his Quran and prayer rug.
But to say that last week it wasn't torture, but this week it is a bit naive.
Well,
and it's the same old thing with the fucking Republicans who sit around and try and spin everything, even torture. Now, how you spin torture, I have no idea.
Well, let me tell you.
But they've certainly sucked you in.
No, it's just that, look, if the Justice Department at the time deemed it as interrogation techniques and not torture, then the people that were in the CIA, I guess, that were doing these techniques shouldn't be guilty of anything. Because the Justice Department said it was okay to do. Now, maybe somebody...
People who said it was okay to do, they should be brought up on charges because we as a society, we have signed on to treaties with other countries saying these specific things that we were doing were torture. We agreed to it back after World War II when we prosecuted the Germans for doing the exact same damn thing. The people who followed out the orders, maybe they shouldn't be prosecuted.
So you mean like putting people in gas chambers and burying thousands of people in mass graves and things like that? I don't think that
all I know is I think if Phil, if you had heard that the Nazis were sticking tubes up Jews' asses and feeding them that way,
they were doing a lot
or
worse.
Hydrating them, no. Will you let me? You're always changing the stakes on what I'm trying to talk about. I'm saying even as little as that may seem to you, you would be yelling about that. How can you treat our people that way? And I would agree with you. But I mean, torture is torture, and we have specific conventions that say you don't torture people. In fact, the way you're supposed to treat a combatant who's been captured is with a certain protocol in which you treat them humanely and well. You do not torture them. You do not put them in stressful situations. You make them as comfortable as you possibly can while they're in your jurisdiction. Go read the Geneva Conventions. It's all there, and then you will have to define what they were doing in Guantanamo as torture.
Okay, let me just preface that by saying if you read Viktor Frankl's book, Man's Search for Meaning, you would see what kind of torture people were subjected to in Nazi Germany, and it's nothing like what was done.
Yes,
a little sleep deprivation.
A little sleep deprivation.
180 hours.
A little waterboarding. A little electroshock here and there. A little this, a little that. A little not letting somebody sleep for a week. Oh yeah, that's all fine. That's all good.
But Phil, it's not just because they went above and beyond, but there was things that they did that we said that draws a line. That's not okay. Because the Germans did even more above and beyond that doesn't make it mean, okay, well, we didn't do that. We didn't put them in a gas chamber, so we're okay. But we still did this part of it.
Then how can they say that the Justice Department said that these things were sanctioned? If it was illegal before, how could the Justice Department have said that it was legal to do at the time?
Because the Justice Department was being run by a bunch of Republicans at the time, and so they interpreted it to keep the president and Cheney and those people happy. What do you want to hear? We'll tell you that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they should have wanted to hear the truth.
You just said, Rob. Do you agree with what I just said?
I do, yeah. I think we're grading torture on a curve.
Yes, right. On a class average.
Right.
I'm going to tell you something right now, Phil.
Yeah.
And jump in anytime you want to, David, because I can't see you, so I can't see when you want to talk. When you tell me that the Republicans are trying to say that this is all bullshit, I'm not going to blame the Republicans for that torture, okay? But when they start defending that torture, then they're guilty of it too, okay? And then I'll start anybody that can defend those actions is it's tantamount to being an accessory to a crime.
I gave you the viewpoint from the other side, what they're saying, rather than just a myopic view.
Yeah, but no, but you're saying
Democratic
that's the one you're ready to accept.
Well, I don't know what's right and what's wrong.
Well, that's why you defer. That's
there.
why you defer to your Republican overlords to tell you what to think.
But the idea is I'm giving you the other side of the story. So this way you get a balanced view what these people are saying.
There is no other side of the
others.
story. This comes out of what, a couple of 100,000 pages of testimony and papers and research, and what you're going to believe is like Eric Cantor when he goes, well, it's not true. Come on.
Well, look, this is what they're saying.
You're not going to believe a report.
These are the people that were the players at the time, and this is what they're saying.
You're not going to believe all that research
I
that they did.
I don't know if it's true or not. I know that there's been a witch hunt to go after these guys, and now that they're
there's no witch hunt.
The director of the CIA was basically admitting to everything. He said, "Yeah, it's not all 100% accurate, but yeah, a lot of it is," and he basically admitted to it.
And by the way, let me add something here. And we've been joined by Howard Bayer. Hi, Howard.
Hi, Alex.
Let me just say this: if in fact what you're saying is true, why is it that I think it was 2006? Bush, when he found out what was really going on, said, "Stop it." If that wasn't torture.
I didn't know that he said stop.
Yep, he said supposedly. The one thing the report did that I was kind of sad is it kind of relieved the Bush administration, the Bush White House, of being culpable by saying that they weren't given the full story by the CIA, and that when Bush found out in 2006, he had them cut back on the enhanced interrogation.
Was the leader of the CIA at the time George Tenet?
I can't remember who was at the time.
Once he finds out, he has the duty to react.
Yeah.
If you intentionally keep it away from him, he doesn't have to act upon it.
So if it was okay, then why did he say stop it?
I'm telling you what the Republicans are saying at the moment, based on the information in that report. They're saying that it's BS. Now, if Bush said stop it, then that was it. Why he was the head Republican and he put a stop to it. But if the CIA is culpable, talk to them.
Howard, you there?
Yes, I am.
Yeah. Do you have a camera tonight?
No, I'm on my iPad.
Oh, you're on your iPad. Okay, you got something you want to?
Well, I do. You've got an interesting conversation, and I don't have much to add to it. But one thing that pisses me off when people are talking about the Geneva Convention, at the time that there was they were talking about this a couple of years ago, one of Bush's staffers was being interviewed, and he said the Geneva Convention was quaint. No, I'm not kidding. It was true. He said that, and I
quaint.
What the hell are you talking about?
I mean, it's just that it bothers me that Phil, that out of hand you're going to take the company line on something like
no, not necessarily. I'm just giving you a different angle on what's being said, so that instead of just
but you didn't come to me saying it was a different angle. You came to me saying that you tend to agree with that.
No, I said this is what Republicans.
Okay,
are
how do
saying.
you feel?
Asked me
Okay, how do you feel? How do you feel about what? How do you feel about
how
do you feel about what your people, and I'm not talking about the Jews, what your people are saying here?
I haven't read the report, and I don't know the facts, so I can't make a decision one way or another.
Because you can't. Am I right? Was I hearing something here?
The other side is saying it's.
Was I hearing something here, David, or did he come on and say that this is what he thought was the truth?
No. I said this is what people are saying. You'll hear.
People,
I'll
you
listen
said
to the
people you
rerun.
respect, didn't you?
Huh?
You
This
said
what?
people that you respect.
No, I said the
I think you said
Republicans
you
are
said
saying.
Republicans that you respect.
Oh, okay, and they were. Cheney was one of them, and yeah, I like Cheney.
Yeah, oh, he was a great guy. Yeah.
War criminal.
Huh?
War criminal.
He's a war criminal. He really is. You know, he can't. And by the way, he can't go to where? Is it Germany? Where can't he go? Because he'll be arrested. I think France. He can't go. No, I'm serious. He's been charged with war crimes, and I think it's France.
I think it's Italy.
Is it Italy? Yes, you're right. You're right. Then he can't go to Italy. No more ravioli for Cheney.
For Cheney, yeah.
Well, so if he isn't a suspected war criminal, you really like the suspected war criminal?
I like Cheney.
Yeah.
I thought he was a stand-up guy that was did the job, and he stayed the course. And I think if they would have continued to stay the course, we wouldn't have had a lot of the problems that we have today.
You're the kind of guy that if Frank Sinatra's bodyguards were beating you up, and he said something like, "Okay, that's enough," you would have thought he was a good guy because he told them to stop.
You know, the thing that kills me is if we spent the money that we spend on our military-industrial complex today, if we spent that on education, we wouldn't have any of these issues because we'd have fucking flying cars that didn't run off of oil,
and we'd finally have the household robot.
Yeah, Rosie would be a reality.
Yeah, we don't. You know, I was promised when I was a kid someday we're going to have household robots, and the best they can come up with is a Roomba.
And if the Queen had balls, she'd be king, and she'd need Tommy Johns.
Yeah,
we'd have free health care for everyone, including pets.
Yes, single payer pet health care for everybody.
No payer.
Alex.
What?
You know, Phil doesn't believe that the torture actually happened. Now,
no, I didn't say that. I said that that the Justice Department didn't consider it torture at the time.
What do you consider it, Phil?
It was torture. You know.
But I heard that actually CIA agents that were there, like undercover, were tortured as well. So wouldn't that be testimony that it was? That's what the news said.
No, I mean, they were tortured. Who were they? Who are the CIA agents that got tortured by who?
By
CIA?
The people at Guantanamo. They were there like to infiltrate the Muslims and things like that. And
so they tortured them.
Yeah.
No,
they just couldn't have taken them in a room and hit them with a phone book or something.
No, Jason had to go. So I'm down one person who agrees with me. Mr. Hajek, comments?
No, I want to hear again about that dog Phil saved, so I feel better.
I should call her over so you can see her jacket.
I need to hear it every day from you.
Okay, I'll send you a Facebook picture.
Well,
please do.
This is TV night after all. You know, you could show the dog to the TV audience.
The dog is probably watching TV
because we're on live stream tonight, and Coco's asleep, right?
Hello. Yeah, she's sleeping since 10 o'clock. So I turn her in at 10.
And does she go right to sleep when you tell her to go to sleep?
Well, yeah, actually, like I was in the kitchen making my coffee, and she's laying on the floor there. So once it hits about 10 o'clock, she's just conked out. Then I say, okay, let's go to sleep. And she'll come right inside, go right to the house.
Every now and then you poke her with a stick to make sure she's still alive?
She snores, Alex. I can hear her behind me. She's a heavy sleeper.
Really? Maybe she has sleep apnea. Maybe you have to get her one of those masks for her face when she's sleeping.
CPAP machine.
When we took her in, he tested everything. Her eyes, everything is good, he said.
Everything.
And how much does he charge for that?
Well, that was part of the little, when I went. He just did the spading.
Yeah.
He tested her eyes and her blood work and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, what's worse, spaying a dog or neutering a male?
I don't know.
I think to us guys here, neutering the male is like...
One is actually mutilation of your body. The other one isn't, right? Because, I mean, they're actually cutting off your testicles.
Oh my
Is
god.
that the neutering thing?
Yeah. Yeah.
I had a few girlfriends that did that to me.
Well, no, the old joke I used to have is my wife. One day I come home and she has neutered our male cat, and then we got some more male cats because we kept kittens on many occasions, and she took each one of them out and had them altered.
Well, you
And
were
I
afraid of
and
paternity-
Ben,
of
what
a-
I
of
what I
a
said was
paternity suit?
what I said I got rid of her before she got around to me. You know.
I
You
had a
could
male
s-
cat neutered once. I'll never forget that. They actually do. They clip them.
Yeah, they
the
take 'em
walls
away.
off, right?
Yep.
I said, "Oh my God!" I felt so bad after I saw what they had done because I really didn't know that's what they did.
Well,
I didn't know
now
that you can
I
see
said, "I'll
cat
never do that
balls.
to a male
what
cat."
what were we going to say, Rob?
I didn't know you could see cat balls. Like you could see dogs. I didn't know you could see cat. I thought they were. You can't see them.
They're not
No,
very
no, you
big.
can see them.
Yeah.
Who's looking for them?
Cat balls? Hey, wait a minute. Hold on a second. I had a Siamese cat, and their balls are a different color from everything else. And they're just like these big brown things
Really?
that proudly hang out there with their tails straight up in the air,
Sure they weren't
walking
brass?
around for the whole world to see. My dog had the most beautiful pair of nuts you ever saw in your life on an animal, and they were brown, you know, and it was, you know, right there, and a kind of a beige patch around it, which was the rest of the cat. Oh God, you can see the testicles on a Siamese cat, and he would be very proud of them, sitting atop of the TV set, licking them while you were watching television, and finally one day I come home and he hasn't got them anymore.
Oh my god.
You know,
That's got to be rough. How old was he?
rough on the
well,
cat.
it was rougher on him than it was on me.
That's
but-
what I'm saying. How old was he when they took him?
I think we got him. Had him altered a little late on, later than she should have. Because here's what happened. You know, when cats have their testicles, they'll hump any female that comes along. You know, they grab them by the back of the neck and they start going away at it, right? So she goes out. She has the balls cut off. But the cat is old enough that he has built into him this memory, the sense memory of female, I must have sex with female, right? So he would like hop on the female cat, which hadn't been spayed, and would start humping on her, you know, grab the back of her neck and start humping. And then about, I don't know, 30 seconds in, forget what he was doing. And he would just kind of stop, and the female would get just pissed at him and like hit him over the head. She would whack
was
him
ready
with her
to
paw.
come, and
Yeah.
you know what'd you pull out for?
You
Tease you.
inconsiderate bastard. You know, I mean,
You
it
tease,
was pretty terrible. You know, so you should get them young when they don't. You know, they don't get that sense memory going.
Before any hormones have a chance to squirt through their veins.
Welcome to Alex Bennett's veterinary show here. Yeah, no, he was a great cat. That was Chavez. I love
Show's
Chavez.
going to the dogs.
Best cat I ever had. Just a
Bunnies
wonderful
do
animal.
that.
Huh?
Bunnies do that.
Bunnies do what?
When the male hops up behind the female
Yeah.
and he goes bang, 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 and then he pulls away, she turns around and hits him in the head
Yeah.
at times.
Yeah. Well, Siamese cats, when they have sex, oh, man. Nellie closed the barn, man. It's so noisy, you can't believe it.
Sounds like babies screaming.
Huh?
Sounds like babies screaming.
Yeah, I mean, if I had a girlfriend like that, I'd be smothering her with a pillow to get her to shut up, you know. It's just amazing.
It's painful because
Well, they have a barbed penis.
they have a barbed penis.
Yeah, did you know about this, guys?
All cats or
All
Siamese?
all cats.
All cats.
Have barbed penises because here's how it works. They go in, the female's having a great time as long as it's in, but then when he pulls it out, it hurts. And it also, what it does as a result is it creates ovulation. And they go into ovulation from the pain of it being withdrawn with this barbed penis.
Wow, I didn't know that.
God, I wish I had a barbed penis. No, no, but that's now. I bet you never heard of this one. Maybe you have. Have you ever heard of nudicles?
No.
Nah.
Oh, fake.
Yeah, look it up in the on Wikipedia. I'm sure it's there. Your cat goes to this, like my cat had these beautiful balls, and she cut them off. What I should have done is, if it existed in those days, is I would have nudicles put in. So he still had those two really nice balls, but it's like he doesn't have testicles anymore, but he's got the nudicles in there. They're made out of silicone, and they put them in there and stitch them up.
I saw that in a sitcom somewhere or something. I can't remember which one.
Yeah.
The nudicles, right?
I was planning on getting nudicles. Then I wouldn't have trouble having to get that Tommy John's underwear. They would stay
Get
up.
the lightweight ones.
Yeah. Anyway, so how about was Duncan was a boy dog, right?
A girl.
Why'd you name him Duncan? Named after Sandy Duncan?
Oh, that's the one that she digs up, right?
No,
Duncan is the old dog, right?
Duncan is the dog that the Coco's trying to dig up in the backyard. Yeah.
Yeah, she don't do it no more though.
Really?
I told Chucky that the dirt is getting hot, but I think she just does. I kind of pushed her away from it. It's behind the Saint. My mother has an old Saint, so she wanted me to put her behind it, and she was getting kind of close.
One day you're going to see her walking around with a bone, and it's going to be a piece of Duncan.
Well, it's in a tin can.
But the good thing about it is she'll bury it, so.
No, she can't get it. It's about, I don't think she'll get it.
Yeah.
She outgrew that stage. She was picking up rocks at the time.
So, Howard, you're kind of a political guy. What these days is floating your anchor?
Well,
is that even a saying that I just made up there?
Yeah, it was pretty good.
What's floating your boat?
Yeah. I think that I'd heard that the one thing that Obama could do when before he leaves, sometime before he leaves,
is what? Clean up the White House?
No, pardon Bush, Cheney, and Rumsfeld. Can't do anything else to him, so he could pardon them.
But why?
Because then they'd be...
So everybody, including every Democrat alive, would hate him?
No.
They already do.
They'd be pasted with that they had to be pardoned thing.
Well, they probably wouldn't accept it.
Well, you can't not accept it. There's no recourse.
Everybody got very pissed when
they haven't been convicted of anything.
Well,
neither was Nixon.
That's the point.
And he was pardoned.
Yeah.
Yeah. And everybody got very mad at that because we just lost Tony. He just disappears. He just goes away. We could use a few more callers to finish off the show with.
Hello to David. I've been listening to you. Really like Prague. It's a nice city.
Is it a nice city, David? You like it?
Yes, I like it. Historical.
Yeah.
The oldest bridge is from 1348. So.
What's the toll?
No toll there.
No toll?
No toll.
It's free.
Oh.
Yeah, because it was free when they built it, so they kept that, stayed that way.
Yeah.
Plus,
Golden Gate Bridge on some days is almost $10.
Is it gotten to that now?
Is it one way?
Yeah.
No. Yeah, it's one way, but
they don't take your money. They send you a bill, or you have to have the transponder.
Right.
Yeah, I had a transponder.
There's no toll takers.
I got one of the first transponders, and no, it's only one way, but there's only toll one way.
Right. So that means it's still cheaper than the Verrazano, which is like 17 now.
And it's supposed to go up again. Yeah.
$17 to go across the Verrazano.
Yeah.
Where do you
aren't you glad you don't?
Let me
drive?
see. Where do you wind up when you go on the other side of the Verrazano?
You in Staten Island.
Oh, okay. Well, then you don't need the Verrazano.
That's how I come to New York when I come up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I go to the south. My brother lives Long Island South Shore, so I wind up taking the Belt Parkway from the Verrazano Bridge.
$17 for a bridge?
Mm-hmm.
At least the Golden Gate's a really good-looking bridge.
It's a beautiful bridge.
It's a beautiful bridge.
Yeah.
Oh, man. You want to hear how old I am? I remember when the Golden Gate Bridge was, I think, a quarter each way.
When I moved to San Francisco, it was a quarter each way.
Okay, then maybe it was less when I was a kid, like 10 cents.
I remember 50 cents for the Verrazano when it opened. Then it went up to 75 for the longest time. And $1.50. But I mean, what's the acceptable amount of money?
Well, when you're coming over, why don't you just take the Staten Island ferry? Because it's still only for cars. How much is it? 25 cents or something?
No,
I don't think
that's
they do
free.
cars anymore.
That's free. The one you're talking about. That's the one that goes from Manhattan to
But
Staten
no
Island.
cars anymore.
Yeah.
There was a ferry that used to take cars. You're saying they don't have it
Oh,
anymore?
It doesn't take. They don't.
I think they stopped the cars or something.
I've never been to Staten
I
Island.
mean, I love nothing more. Sometimes with a date, it was getting in the car and going to the Staten Island ferry and taking the car onto the Staten Island ferry, and then on a really nice moonlit night, driving over to Staten Island. And if she wouldn't blow me, I left her there. So I learned that little trick, by the way, from Bill Cosby. Cosby.
You
Bill
mentioned
Cosby.
Bill Cosby. Alex, I heard you mention yet another model, and this time a black model.
Beverly Johnson,
was
yeah.
date raped. Right, he put something in her cappuccino.
Yeah.
And she said
she wasn't. She wasn't raped. She got out of the house before he did.
He threw her down the brownstone steps or
Yeah.
something into a taxi.
Well, I know
and
that
told him to get out,
brownstone because my friend Al Goldstein
yeah, I heard
had
you
the
say
brownstone
that.
next door to it. So
But more porno was going on with Bill Cosby than
yeah.
right.
Hey, say hello to Mark. Hello, Mark.
Hey, yeah, Staten Island ferry stopped doing cars a long, long time ago.
Well, that shows you how old I've gotten.
Yeah,
And it shows you the last time I had a car in New York City.
Well, yeah, that was the big shock, was how much the Verrazano Narrows Bridge cost. I was like,
Right.
really?
And then you have the what's the one that you take from the Jersey Turnpike to get to Staten Island? Is
Outer
some
Bridge.
ridiculous
Outer
the Outer
Bridge.
Bridge. That's another $12 or $10.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
gotcha.
it's about $50 one way, no, round trip, I think, to get back and forth from here, Washington D.C. area to New York.
I think I
By
used to
toll.
go over the Bear Mountain Bridge and the Tappan Zee and sometimes the George Washington, and the Brooklyn Bridge. But I've never been to Staten Island.
Wow.
There's
You're
nothing
not
there.
missing much. Yeah.
There's a lot of good.
Well, you know how it got its
neighborhoods
name.
with good Italian bakeries and stuff. That stuff's there.
You know how Staten Island got its name?
Yeah, the Indians, right?
No,
Dutch.
Henry Hudson, as he was coming down the river, he saw this landmass in front of him. He says, "Staten Island." That's even worse than anything Phil has possibly done on this program. So,
Hey, when was this Verrazano opened?
64, I think. 64.
I
Yes.
thought it was it 64? I thought it was 66.
Now, was the Verrazano the longest suspension bridge, I think?
Yes.
Longest thing, I used to be the longest single span. I think it was some bridge recently, I think, took that title away from the Verrazano Narrows.
if you get far enough back from the Verrazano, I think you can see a bend in it.
Yes, you can.
And the reason that bend is there is that it's so long that they had to build it to the curvature of the Earth.
Yeah, it's very cool.
It's a very small curve, but it's so it fits the curvature of the Earth. But Golden Gate Bridge, I don't know how many times I've been across that bridge, but I mean for 25 cents a lot of times.
Yeah.
Now $10,
Well, I moved there here in 74.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a quarter each way, and then it went to 50 cents one way, and now it's $10. Depending on
Wait a
what day,
minute. You got there
time of the day.
You got there in 74?
January of 74. I was here December 31st, 1973.
When did I first get there? Back there, was it 80?
80 something.
Yeah.
It was 79.
Yeah. I keep. I don't know what's happening to me, but my whole perception of time and my life have kind of gone weird. Like, when did I come to New York for the first time? When I first worked in New York. Now I remember it was 69.
Yeah.
And then I worked here one way or another until 80, and then I went to San Francisco and worked there till, on and off till 97 on the air, and then another couple of years there doing a few other things, and then came here in 2004. You know, so.
Oh, I thought it was
Alex?
only one.
No, it was 2004. Yes, Charlene.
Did you get into like the Sony thing? Do you think that it's Kim Jong Un?
No.
That or
No.
you don't think it
I
was him
can't.
to
I
get
can't.
back at us
I
for
can't
the
believe
movie?
that their computer people are that sophisticated.
Mhm.
Half the time they don't have electric lights.
Yeah, if they can't turn on the lights at night, how are they going to hack Sony? I think that whoever the hackers are using that as an excuse to kind of make it look like it's the North Koreans. But they got a lot of stuff. But they say that it's really embarrassing to Sony, and I just don't think it's that embarrassing.
Alex, didn't you a while ago bring up the fact that only in this country do we take a story like that Sony thing and like it's like a news story where in other countries they wouldn't even care about something like
Well,
that?
let's ask David. David, do you know about the Sony story?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. Is it a big story over there? Or is it just a smaller story over there?
Small story.
Small story. Here, it's like the third story every night on the NBC Evening News.
I don't
Are they-
understand
are they
why
still
it would
playing
be a
it
big
up?
story.
Yeah, why is it a story? Because it really is. It's stupid, right?
No, I mean it's hacking. That's really important. I think that's huge. It's the future.
Yeah, well, but what's amazing about this is look at who got
Shows our
hacked.
vulnerability.
Look who
Yeah,
got
but
hacked.
yeah.
Of all the movie studios, the only movie studio owned by a technology company is Sony. And they couldn't protect themselves against hacking?
Maybe it was
on
an
this
inside job.
Well, they do believe it may have been an inside job, yeah. But I mean,
I think it has to do with devaluing their stock.
I think they're promoting another movie.
has it
and would
devalued?
be
How's their
about
stock?
hacking.
How's their stock done?
I don't know, something like this. It's going to affect it, and someone's going to be out there. I would look at the trading. I'm just saying.
Well, here, hold on a second. Sony. What does it trade under? I guess it would trade under Sony, right? Sony.
That's a good point because that might have devalued the stock, right?
Wait a minute, hold on a second. Come on.
They had to apologize to Obama, Angelina Jolie, right?
It's down like 2% today. It's
That's volume.
Well, yeah, that's today. What happened to my glasses? Oh, here they are. Isn't it funny when you want to go look for your glasses, but because you don't have your
worst thing
glasses?
is when it's on your head and you're looking for your
Well,
glasses.
that doesn't happen as much as I want to find my glasses, but I can't find them because I don't have my glasses on. Let me see here. What was it? This is one day. Let's see, Thursday, December 10th. It's been going down pretty steadily.
Yeah, I would look at who's buying the stock now.
Yeah.
I would look I mean, I'm sure someone's already looking at this because it's just odd.
Yeah. It is, but some of these stories, a couple of these stories, like the Scott Rudin, he had to apologize to Obama for
saying that he wanted to see Django.
He wanted to see black movies. Well, what's to apologize for? I'm a Jew. I go to a lot of Jewish movies. No, I mean, I don't know why that's necessarily a horrible
And Angelina
statement.
Jolie is like a spoiled bitch or something.
And
right?
she probably is.
Yeah.
I mean, do you remember how for years Angelina Jolie was looked upon as the looniest person in Hollywood? And now all of a sudden she's got respect for some reason, which I can't figure out.
Yeah, I understand she makes Sean Young look normal.
I think it's because of all of the. I think it's because of all the adoptions.
yeah.
Mm.
Oh, that's decent human behavior.
Well,
And she used to wear Billy Bob.
That's like
jeans
there are
with a hood
100
around her
countries
neck.
in the world, and I'm going to collect them all.
One
Look,
kid from each country.
there is some insanity with Angelina Jolie or with Mia Farrow. Another good example of that. Who just is a refuge for third world flotsam and jetsam. And I don't know that that's doing those kids any great favor. I mean, is it? Or would they do better by just having a couple of kids and really spending, having that kind of attention they should give them? I mean, they everywhere they're seen with all the kids like they're really hands-on parents. Don't tell me they don't have some nannies.
Yeah, well, if you think about some of these kids, the education that they're going to get and the opportunities that they're going to have economically,
Well, the biggest
that they wouldn't have had
opportunity
in Africa or.
Well, the biggest opportunity is looking at Angelina Jolie every day, but that's
But
They're going to get a chance to go
about
out with. They're going to get a chance to go out with like Paris Hilton's kids.
Yeah.
Well,
Actually, I think don't Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt live in New Orleans? Basically,
Yeah,
they were living there for a while. They don't necessarily hang around Hollywood. There are a lot of people that don't hang around Hollywood because they just don't want to be all part of that. I mean, paparazzi are going to come after you if they know where they can find you. So if you just don't make yourself available. But anyway, the whole Sony thing was. I don't feel sorry for them. I mean, oh look, we have show and tell now finally on the program.
Yeah.
Here is Rob with his big
Expensive
ragdoll cat.
My
Right?
expensive cat.
Is that that's the one with the bad teeth.
Yep.
Does she look like she gets toothaches and she's in great pain?
No, not at all. She's got they put that metal probe right in the hole yesterday and she didn't even wince.
Really?
But she's got a big hole in her tooth. It's big.
Oh, poor kitty. Poor kitty. Can you put the cat closer
do
up to the
anything about
camera so we can just see its face? And we can all go, "Aw, here we go."
That's a big
yeah,
female
that's a
cat.
cat who really wants to be on camera. Hey, cat, look at us.
Look up, Maxie.
Oh, boy.
Look up.
We think she has blue eyes, but we can't
She
see.
does. She's got big blue eyes.
Beautiful animals. Beautiful animal. But I was always a fan of Siamese. I love Siamese. Because
There's a part of Siamese in them.
There, of course, there is. Did you ever have any pets, Mark?
No, not right now.
No. Did you ever?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What kind? What do you prefer, dogs or cats?
I've had both. The last I had was dachshund, miniature dachshund.
See, I'm a cat person. I like cats.
I'm a converted cat person.
Really?
Yep.
What,
Didn't care for cats growing up.
You used to be a dog guy.
Yep, 100%. Now I'm 100% cat.
Yeah. Wow.
That's because I've never owned a cat. As soon as I did,
Yeah.
my opinion completely changed.
Oh. I love cats.
Love
Especially, and I love Siamese cats because I don't know. There was just an attitude about them. They were very loving animals, as opposed to a lot of other cats. I mean, the greatest animal I ever had was this one cat called Shabbos, and I just loved him. And he spent so much time with me that he saw wives come and go, He saw girlfriends come and go. He saw, we moved out to California together. The worst thing, though, was they all started to die off when we moved to California. Because I think you move them out of where they're used to, and it really throws them off.
How soon did that cat die when you moved out?
He died maybe 3 years in or something like that.
Was it that long? Because I don't remember that one. I only remember Mouse.
Mouse was the little black one. The blind one.
Yeah.
She was blind. We didn't even know she was going blind, and it was amazing how much facility a cat has, even being blind.
Were both of those cats in that Sausalito apartment?
There were 3 of them in that Sausalito apartment. Shabbos died pretty early in.
Yeah, I don't remember that one.
Yeah, and then Yunto died shortly thereafter, and then finally one day Mouse went. But they all died within about 3 years after we moved to California. And I think that animals, if they get old, I mean, if it was a young animal, fine. But if you take a cat, and I hate to say this, is like 10 years old and move them somewhere else, it really disrupts their life. Like, how long have you been in your place, Rob?
6 years now.
Yeah.
So she was 4 when I got here.
Yeah. Now, do you rent or do you own?
I own.
You own. Oh, He's a homeowner.
Yeah.
Oh, well then, so you're going to be there a while. So
Till I retire.
till you retire. You're in Florida. I got news for you.
No, no,
Excuse me, you're not in Florida. Why do I think you were in Florida there for a second? You're in
Virginia.
Virginia. And yeah, okay. And
If I can retire.
I'm thinking of Mark. I was going to say, Mark, do you rent or own?
I don't.
You own. See, but he doesn't have to go anywhere. He's Jewish. He's getting older, and he's in Florida. It's the law.
All he needs to do is get the white belt.
Yeah,
and the white shoes.
The white
The white
shoes.
shoes.
No.
No, nisht 9.
9.
There will be none of that.
Come on, look, aquamarine pants. Come on.
that are up around your belly.
You know
that
what
are over your belly.
You know what I always wondered, and I wonder if it was going to happen to me as I got older. What day was I going to wake up, and was I going to say, you know, a pair of plaid pants isn't a bad idea?
Or even worse, Alex, a red blazer.
Oh, really? Yeah.
My grandfather had a red blazer.
But now, because I work in the same place that I sleep, okay, and since I never go out, I haven't been out since Sunday. Wait, but you know, if you saw the place, you'd see why. You know, you could stay. I don't miss the outdoors.
I know.
What do I have down there? I have pavement. You know, I have rain and puddles, and here I'm warm and it's nice, and so I never get out of my like almost
cocoon.
These pants that I wear that are like pajamas. You know, so
Nice.
Huh?
I said that's nice.
Well, I mean, what does the outside hold for me that I don't have here? I have everything here. I've got a studio. I've got lots of computers. I've got 6 TV sets, you know, 1 in every room. I've got everything I need. So, you know, I think about going out, and then if I go out, I'm just going to walk down the street and walk back. And what's that? You know? That's why I wish, if this thing could start really making money, I would actually rent an office here in New York, and a small office where I'd have the studio. So I would have to go there to do my job. To live in the same apartment where you also just, you know, all I do is the bedroom is maybe 20 steps down the hall, right?
When I used to live on the Upper East Side, Alex, that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
It got to the point where I had to get an office.
Yeah.
Why?
Because
I would kill to work from here every day.
Yeah, but you know, after a while, you don't get out of there. You know, and also, some famous authors. I once saw an interview with a couple of famous authors. One of which was the guy who did The Making of the President, whoever that Theodore. I'm trying to remember his last name, and it was a couple of authors, and they said, "How do you work?" And one of them literally had an office downtown. Yeah. And every day he would drive to that office at 8 o'clock, get there at 9, and stay there until like 4. He would take out time for lunch, or he would bring the lunch with him, and then he would spend that whole time writing. And then he would go home. Another one said that he had a cabin on his property, and he would go there for 6 hours a day and write. It was a matter of getting yourself away from where you live to go somewhere to work. It was just, it had a certain
I think it's a case
yoga
of
about it. Yeah,
I think it's a case of never being happy with what you have. I think we're all that way. I think I look at you that you could work from home, and all the people I know who can work from home and go, wow, isn't that great? You don't have to worry about gasoline getting to the commute. You don't have to worry about dry cleaning to go to work every day and clothes and all that kind of stuff. And then the people who do work from home, getting whatever your thing is, traffic jams or bad weather. And then on the other side of that, there are those people who do have that ability to work from home who think of all the reasons why they should get out of the house.
But it's a matter that you're then compartmentalizing your life. I mean, I often found that I like the idea of going to Sirius XM every morning, going up in this elevator, walking into a studio and sitting down, and now we're in business and doing my show for 3 hours, and then
it was habit.
Well, but it also was
It was a
not.
paying job, though.
Yeah.
That's the big difference. If Sirius told you, we don't have studio space, we're going to put an ISDN line in your home, and we're going to pay you, and you're going to do the same show, you'd be just as happy to do it from. It's because GabNet isn't.
I was actually offered that at one point. And I said I like coming to the studio.
Really.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
What were you going to say, Mark?
Where, just to clarify something, Sirius, they're in the McGraw-Hill building, aren't they?
Yeah.
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 Oh my God, that's a classic. It's a beautiful building.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, it's like, wow, yeah, you went to that. It's like if I had an office in the Empire State Building or in Rockefeller.
I remember when I first went there, they gave me an office that was on the corner that looked across the street, a catty corner to the Radio City Music Hall. It's now Howard Stern's office. And it was my first day there, and I put my feet back on the table, put my hands behind my head, and went, well, I'm back again. You know, I mean, it was just that wonderful feeling. But I wouldn't have gotten that feeling if they put a line into my apartment and said, you're going to do the show from here every day.
True.
You know.
And that was a gorgeous place in terms of, I mean, I remember all the studios or Corian, the consoles, they weren't from mica. They were all Corian, beautiful, shiny, gorgeous. Everything was so beautiful. I mean,
yeah,
I saw a place so beautiful.
The biggest problem with it is that those were all meant, most of them, to be studios for playing music. They
Right.
weren't really configured to be talk studios.
Right.
And so it was a little weird that it was when you'd have a guest, you'd always have to talk to him sideways because you couldn't see him on the other side of a table or whatever.
Well, it was weird because the time, Alex, you brought the GoPro in, and you filmed, you taped some of it. I'm like looking at the equipment you're using, and I'm like, where are the pods? Where's the mix? You know, I didn't realize it's all now software driven.
Well, no,
there was all that.
We had
huge consoles.
Big
They had
consoles.
engineers in different rooms.
In that room was a console.
But notice it?
Yeah, huge consoles.
Yeah, but most of the stuff was played from a computer.
The Prophet system.
Yeah, everything was on a computer somewhere. I often said that we have all the music for Sirius on 2 giant iPods. Yeah. But it was, but all I'm saying is the I guess the zen of having to go to a place to work. I liked it when I went down to do the TV show, and I had to actually go downtown, walk into a studio and sit down and do a show, and then go home, because it's just different than, So now I do it from here, and it's just, I don't know, it just...
Maybe it's hard to.
Oh, I don't know. I missed the virtual set.
Huh? I missed the
virtual set. That was so. Hokey.
Did you realize it? Was what?
Oh my! It's a virtual set.
Yeah.
Virtual. Yeah, it was so
Looked
hokey.
great.
It was.
I thought it
Wait a
was
minute. It was
great.
hokey. Did you say?
No.
It was great. But it was like, oh my
It's
God!
like the network news.
Yeah.
You make fun of my set. Listen, you should have seen the ones we didn't use. They had in that computer.
Oh, I would have loved to have seen that.
There was the spaceship one that was just disgusting.
Oh.
Well, because that was the only one that didn't look phony. It looked pretty realistic.
It looked
I
very
thought it
real.
was real. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
You were joking about it. We built this set. I'm thinking, damn, what they must. Wow.
And then
it looked real to me.
And then we used another set that I was kind of sitting on a stool in front of a big screen. We went to that. We said, let's go to the other. Let's go to the other set. There's no other set really. I mean, I just moved over to a place where we had a stool. But oh, hey, you know something? Jim Browning's getting ready to do something antisocial, and I probably should get out of here. But I want to thank everybody who has been here, because it's always wonderful. To begin with, David, you can't call enough. We love you. You know that.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
And I know
Alex.
it's 4:00 in the morning, or it's 6 now. So
Yes.
go get yourself some sleep and get healthy. Okay?
Thank you.
Take care, David.
Okay, David.
Thank you,
And
guys.
Phil
Good night.
Meyer, thank you for joining us. And Charlene, thank you. And
night.
thanks to Tony, who was here earlier, and to, what's his name? Oh, God. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. I have it here on a list. Jason. And thank you, Howard. Good. Always good having you around. and of course Rob Alfano, the voice of GabNet. We'll see you all again on Monday. Thanks.
Good night.
Bye-bye. We will. We'll see you again on Monday. Not doing the little show that we were doing, the 1 o'clock show. Forget that. That's off until at least after the first of the year. And in the meantime, stay tuned for Revelstoke Jim over most of the same station. In the meantime, if you see her, tell her I love her, okay?